let's go, people. We recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop right into it. So I don't know, what do you think of like producers who give out free tracks all the time? Or put it like this: what do you consider a bad practice of being a producer as far as selling beats and leasing beats?
Well, I think this is with any business. Just be consistent in what you do. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. You can't. If you were in any other business, you know that it's not good practice to charge 1 minute, but then not charge the next. Or if you charge one rate here and you charge another one there. Because at the end of the day, not that you're doing a disservice to the game, but just from a business sense, people talk to each other. Mm-hmm. So if I'm working with rapper A over here and I'm charging rapper A $200 for a lease, but rapper B over here, I'm trying to build a relationship with, you know what I mean? Maybe this person has more of a buzz or whatever. And these are realistic things that happen. Mm-hmm. Has a little bit more of a buzz or something. Or you feel like there's more of a potential here and you're trying to build that relationship and you're not charging them anything. There can be a chance where rapper A runs into rapper B and they both start chopping it up about producer C, which is you. Like, oh yeah, man, so I leased this over here, you know, and it costs X, Y, you know. Yep. He's like, for real, bro, I'm working with him. He's doing my stuff, blah, blah, blah. He said he got me like this. You know, I don't got to pay anything, right? You know, we're just working on this thing, you know, trying to benefit. You know how people talk. Yeah. Then they come back. Now, that's just the practical.
I was about to say, you said the key word, though, lease.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
or even exclusive.
Well, I was about to say, they're not exclusive now. I think that's a bad deal. Now, as far as leasing go, nah, because you still owner of that track that you're selling.
Yeah.
You know,
most people don't know what they are, though. You have to explain something.
Right.
They
how many times I did that?
Yeah.
Man, that's like a car, ain't it?
Yeah.
I get to drive it, right?
Yeah. Man hit me up like, hey, bro, I heard you sold that beat. I said, yeah. He was like, but why? You sold it to me. I said, yeah, bro, you bought it for $20. That's a lease. Yeah. He like, nah.
Well, that should be the indicator. That should be the indicator right there. Like, you buy the beat for $20 is ridiculous anyway. But
you got people who sell beats because you got to think about it. Let's think about it like this, Eric. Like, you got people, it's all about the value, like you said.
Right.
Think about websites, and I'm not throwing no shade at no websites, nobody doing their thing, but you got things like Rock Battle. You got other platforms.
I dropped my head.
Hey,
but, no,
I was on there.
Nah, I was too.
But what I'm saying, but think about it. And let's just
go ahead, because I might have to defend that.
I'm not even trying to get mad about it.
No.
But the thing is, everybody who is on that platform as a producer, you have the ability and you have the freedom to either lease or to sell. Exclusive.
Very true.
And you provide your own rates. And I'm not looking at it, and like I said, I'm a producer. I'm looking at it as a producer, but I'm also looking at it as a business perspective.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about products and services.
Right.
So if you got producer A out here that has exclusives for $500 and lease for $100, and you got producer B out here has exclusive for $100, lease for $20, and let's say you have producer C comes in and they got exclusive for $10 and they got lease for $1. You have a problem with the marketplace. It's just like I said with any other business. Like if I'm out here selling TV sets, right, a product or a service, and you giving me a 4K TV, a 5 whatever, for $400, but dude down the street's like, oh, I got 4K TV for $20. Yeah. What's happening to this marketplace here? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only problem I have with platforms such as Rock Battle, because that's where it makes it murky.
Yeah, now Rock Battle did operate a little different.
Yeah,
but in hindsight, I think it educated, like it taught me about the leasing game.
Yeah, of course.
Because their strength was buy 2, get 3, or buy 2, get 5, stuff like that at X amount of price. Yeah. And actually, okay, so it did dwindle.
See what I'm saying?
Let me set this up right now. Let me set this up. Okay, so let me set, because I kind of operate the same way. Like, I sell my leases. I do my leases. Okay. Like, say, for example, $25.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the bare minimum like most producers do for leases.
Yeah.
Now, the upper hand of that is probably like I've seen some as high as $45, $50.
Yeah.
Depending on the format, whatnot.
Yeah.
So, I thrive off customer service, right? And once I get that customer in, I try to keep them.
Of course.
I try to keep them.
Because it's a business.
Because I don't care if this person was, saying top tier, way above me, whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm seeing what this artist, what he can afford, for one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, I like to push him in a direction, like, say, if you're working on an EP, something like that. Get 3 tracks from me. First of all, you got the same sound. And it's cheaper versus spending $45, $50 on one lease with this person here. You only get 1 track. You're getting 3 out of me, so it makes sense doing an EP with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the ways I operate. That's why I say I kind of pattern some of my practice after Rock Battle. Also today, that's how I package my beat tapes. I try to sell them all. You know what I'm saying? Instead of selling 1 track for $300 or $400 or $500, I kind of fit their situation and try to get as many beats off at a time.
Yeah,
I get more sales that way versus one person trying to sell 1 beat for X amount of price. So,
exactly.
So that's the reason why I said
it's okay, man.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, hold on,
now when Rock now,
That's funny.
what I do agree with you on that part is because Rock Battle actually they put a cap on what you can't lease your beats for because it went down to $13.99 at one point.
Yeah,
well, actually before then it was like you can charge what you want. You can charge $50 for a lease.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That was in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then went down to
true capitalism.
Yeah, it went down to like $15, and then it went down to like $7.99 for 1 lease. And then you got these other cats like, okay, lease 1, you get 10 tracks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's that part I agree with you. So you gotta be smart enough.
Ridiculous.
But I'm gonna tell you, that's when Rock Battle took that downhill slip. Yeah, because people were smart. Like, okay, I'm not finna spend $13 a month. You know what I'm saying? I got to make that money back first of all, and I'm looking at the end of the year. So no, I don't want to make $3 off one lease when I can do $20 over here.
That's what I'm saying.
But the other part is I try like on going on the internet is not my first go to. Like I try to deal with people first of all, email, text, IG, and all that good stuff, so I can deal with them. So the only way I'm getting broken off is by PayPal or Cash App.
Hey, you know something I do want to find out about those platforms, those sites? That is,
really,
has there ever been a track purchased? And maybe I don't know because of my ignorance, and I'm first to say that. I want to know, like, was there ever a situation on one of those sites where somebody hit the jackpot or hit the lottery, as far as somebody going on that site, purchasing a track, and then that track that was purchased on that site sent them to the roof, to where that they went to stardom because of it.
The producer?
Yeah. And I'm not talking about producer. I'm talking about like producer and artist. Yeah.
OT Genesis.
Okay. That's what that is. Okay, cool.
And designer, ain't it?
Yeah, he
Designer was
Panda was bought off
Rock Battle?
No, it wasn't bought off Rock Battle.
It was
bought online, but not on Rock Battle.
So, but I thought produced. I thought he produced that himself. I thought Designer was a producer.
No, he purchased that for $200 from somebody.
So,
yeah, off YouTube.
Okay, because it wasn't Designer with Kanye anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, he did all
for the longest time. You know, I always thought he was a producer or like a protege under Ye. I always thought that. I did not know.
No, I think he was probably signed to him, but he was
signed as an artist, but he didn't
Travis Scott.
Okay.
That's who was more under him.
Okay.
And
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
He had a what was it? He's got a production deal, I think, with Kanye, and got a artist deal with T.I.
Okay.
Travis Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that's still stuck, but
I know about
it was when I found out about him and I started listening to his music.
Okay.
I was like, wow, that's crazy. You got a production deal with Kanye and a artist deal with T.I.?
Yes, I knew about the production part, but not the artist part.
Yeah,
that's
interesting.
dope.
But yeah, you got all kinds of stuff like with distribution deals and all that. You can split it up. It just depends on how they do the contracts and relationships they want to establish. So,
and I feel like producers, we got the liberty to do those type of things versus an artist, because like once they're in, I mean, you can negotiate, but it's easier for us to, because we do multiple things anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, it just sounds better as a producer to have like 2 or 3 things going on as far as, you know.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. which would blow my mind, like, unless you actually came up with these artists, I wouldn't sign to no label. At all. At all. At all. Because at the end of the day, you're your own boss. Yeah. But the other part is you got that big old, I mean, the good thing is when they're blowing up, you got that badge. But when it's going down, you still got that badge, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think
I passed on a few deals.
Yeah?
I'd say about 2. It just wasn't, none of it was right. It was like, hey, 70-30 split. I'm like, who getting the 70?
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah.
God.
But they wanted me to produce, I think 5 different acts, 2 groups, and two solo artists, and I can't remember what the other was. But I'm like, 70-30? Like, for real? That's and I got to produce everybody and all that? Like, nothing on the back end? Nothing else? No. I'm cool.
Yeah.
He's like, what? What's wrong with 70-30? I'm like, that's...
You sure this ain't Big Red from the 5 Heartbeats?
Terrible. He's like, all right, man, 60-40.
I mean, what was going to do for 70%?
No.
What it was going to do for 70% of your work?
I have no idea. Like,
how about I give you $20 and I give you $1?
Right, exactly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like...
But yeah, the value of somebody, like, is shot down low, like, no matter what you do. It's like, hey, I rap, I produce, I write, and I engineer. Okay, 70-30. Huh? So what? And I gotta engineer for everybody too?
Nah.
Oh, man.
This is confusing.
Especially you managing their whole career. Really,
yeah, basically.
From the music side anyway.
Yeah. Like, that's too much work for too little respect and money. Yeah. I think I'm good.
And it's not like you truly living off of that, or you were eating off of that per se.
Yeah. I can freelance and make better than that.
Yeah.
That's my point. Yeah, that was my point earlier. Exactly. Like, you know. Yeah.
I'm cool. But that's how some people see producers.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. But you know what? And I think that happened with hip hop in general, though, too. I think with the culture in general, after a certain time, with elements wise speaking, I think eventually, like, the MC just kind of ate everything up any damn way. Mm-hmm. You know, and just producers just laid in the wake. They were the ones making the beat because, like you said, until all of a sudden, the MCs start making the beats too.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. So that makes it interesting, but yeah.
I do got a question. Do you split the time, like, making beats and writing, or do you kind of do it at the same time? Or it kind of depends on what mood you're in?
It depends on how hard that beat is jamming.
I got you.
If the beat is knocking, then the pen is moving. If it's alright, then I'm like, oh, somebody will use it, you know.
Right.
So it all depends on how it strikes you.
Because that's one of the things I never, like, I did write back in the day, but I felt like I had to push that to the side because I tried to do the same, both of them at the same time, and I was like, it's not going to work because I'm too focused on trying to perfect that track or that beat or whatever.
Yeah.
And then engineering, I feel like, I don't know, I think, like I say, I'm big on customer service, so I'd rather kind of push the artist in the direction that we agree to go versus me writing and recording my own thing, you know what I'm saying? I like to see other people kind of shine on my tracks and whatnot, so.
Yeah.
That was just a question I had because,
Yeah, and that's always good hearing other people on your beats because you always hear new ideas and things that you wouldn't have thought about. Like, I sell a beat and I'm like, man, this ain't my best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they come out with a song to it and I'm like, I love this beat now. Damn, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could never do that.
Right.
That beat has not inspired me at all, but it inspired him, and now he lit a fire under me. I'm like, okay, this is great. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
people look at things different from different angles and stuff like that.
You ain't lying. Sheesh.
But that's probably one of the more pleasant surprises you get. It'll be like something you work on, you something, nothing of it.
Yo, there's been times, like you said, I don't send a beat to somebody. It's like, yo, give me a beat, and they need it right there. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send check the temperature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, you're the beat guy. You so far. I'm like, all right. What else you want? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what stuff like this.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. Okay, fine. So yeah.
Yeah, I love just making beats and seeing what people send me back. But it's not all the time that you get good music back on your beats.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
why.
Those are worse.
Yeah, which is why I don't give out free beats, because most people, they have the idea of, well, it's free. Mm-hmm. I can just have it sitting around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't put no energy into it.
I think if you buy it, you're gonna use it.
Yeah, because
you spent money on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You've invested already.
Yeah, you can get something out of that investment.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And like I was the same way. I get a free beat, and sometimes it be not what I wanted. They just sent the beat, and I'd be like, okay. And then be like, hey, you did a song to that yet? Nah.
It was free.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It was free. I don't care. It was free beat, so I don't got to do nothing.
Imagine who else got that same free beat too. You know what I mean?
So if I'm like, if I feel that way, I know they're gonna feel that way too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was free.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it now. I can do it whenever. Right. But if I pay for a beat, I'm getting to it. I'm getting straight to it because I invested in that, like you said.
You on Airbit?
No,
BeatStars?
No.
You on Airbit? BeatStars? Because there's a bunch of free beats on there.
Oh Lord!
Like,
is it like SoundClick?
Now I think there's like a crazier version of SoundClick. You know what I'm saying?
But of course, the beats are going to be hard, man. This is one thing I think has to be a huge disclaimer when it comes down to these sites. Is there's going to be some hot beats on these sites.
Yeah.
There's going to be some whack beats on these sites. Because, like you said, the platform is for promoting artists, getting them to get their music out there. It's just whether or not, it's just like you said, once you purchase it or once you use the beat, what's going to happen with the beat at the end of the day? A beat is just a beat until artist writes to it and then a complete song is put together. Yeah. A hot beat is a hot beat. Everybody has a hot beat. Yeah. And I know, and that was one of the conversations my brothers and I had. Probably one time, like last year, we were just sitting there talking about that. And it's like, and I think a lot of times with producers, sometimes we get caught up, like how you talk about people in other industries, how they get caught up with like gear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Producers, not necessarily so much gear, but the sense of having a hot beat to have a hot beat.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, every now and then, if you've been working for a while as a producer, you're going to have some fire. You're going to drop a dope track.
That's true.
But the thing is, guess what? Somebody else is going to drop a dope track. Somebody else is going to drop a dope track. There's going to be a whole bunch. It's just what's going to happen between you dropping that dope track and the end of the day. Is that song going to do what that song is intended to do, what you need for that song to do? And that's it. Because like you said, I'm pretty sure we can probably... If we had a nickel for every time this happened, we'd probably all be rich. How many times we had a dope track and we gave it to an artist, and we might work with the artist, we might not directly. All of a sudden, we get it back. It isn't the end result that we thought.
Yeah, that's why this day and age, I don't mind turning the artist down. You know what I'm saying? Because I do the research and see what else they recorded or even like what kind of presence they got on social media as far as that. Like any artist that drops one song a year or one song every 8 months, you're probably not gonna get a beat out of me.
Yeah.
You're probably not. You might get at least, or you might get something that's like very, very old. Now, that's somebody who's working on a project and have a whole game plan. That's one of the things I ask. I'm like, yo, what else are you doing? You know, or is this your first album? Blah blah blah, whatever. And if they got a game plan, then I'm gonna run with it, and I might give them a discount too. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just depends on the situation. But yeah, that's just how I operate. And the other thing is that I try to make myself like kind of, I don't know, bigger than what I am. You know what I'm saying? I every song that I sell, every beat that I sell, I push it. I tell the artist every time, if you record a track and you put it online, you guarantee I'm going to reshare, I'm going to repost, and I do that. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to take that clip and put it on Instagram. Just because I want to, not only I want to see him go somewhere, I want to see my track go somewhere too.
It's both of y'all's.
It's both of ours together, essentially together. So, yeah. So as far as like free beats, nah. The only way we can do that is like a barter deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What am I getting out of this?
Yeah. And when I was giving out free beats, like, it was so funny because I would ask an artist that would ask for a free beat. I'd be like, okay, cool. Send me some of your work. And they'd be like, why you want me to send you my songs? So I can hear you?
Yeah.
I can know who I'm producing for?
Yeah.
And they like, nah, what if you trying to steal my work? I'm like, is it copywritten?
He look around.
Like,
Yes.
Right. Don't send me nothing that's not copywritten then. Like, that's how you stop that. Like, but I at least want to hear something that you're doing before I just up and send you beats. Like, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah, I know people
into.
don't like to do that. So, like I said, I just go online and see. Anybody's artist, you can find them online somewhere.
Yeah.
You can, and the harder you find it, probably the whack or the last time recorded song. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to find the music if they haven't.
Well, even that. One of the things I'm kind of following up with that. What do y'all think as far as what would you prefer as a producer? Would you prefer to work directly with the artist? Like, let's just say the payment is already agreed upon. Mm-hmm. We already know we want to get paid for beats. All right, we've already discussed that.
Right.
But as far as your preference as a producer, are you more comfortable working directly with an artist, or are you more comfortable just purely providing the music and sitting to the side?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. There's this kid out of Ohio I used to work with, a dude named Yada Man. Man, that cat was such a lyricist, and he used to have such a creative mind. All I had to do was give him a set, amount of beats or whatever, and he'd create something, and it'd be instantly. Of course, he's got like a couple of years in the game as far as saying he's got a couple of notches under his belt. Now, somebody who's not confident, or I see is not confident, like say, I'll use my artist for an example. Like, she's brand new. Fiona B, she's brand new to this thing, so she's like, she already got an EP out and she's working on another one. She's right. When it comes to like recording those songs, stuff like that, she needs a little bit of help. So that's why I prefer to, give her direction. Or even like, her lyrics are impeccable, but it'd be like certain things that just ain't, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of help tweak it a little bit. I feel like that's my job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of tweak, say this like this way, or let's drop out this word, or let's take out this syllable or something like that, or you can kind of say it this way. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of, it depends. It really depends. Mm-hmm. But somebody who's like established in their own lane, nah, not at all. In fact, that's actually how I started. When I started out with those non-artists, I just fed them beats. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still kind of trying to like pick out my style too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like working hands-on with the artist. I don't care who it is. I like to see the process. I like to be involved in the process. You know what I'm saying?
It's ice, man.
Because if you got a song, most artists won't ask you about the song. Mm-hmm. They'll ask the engineer.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
bro,
nice.
It sound good? How you think that sound?
Right.
I'm like, hey,
yo, he's saying things like I be hearing like all the time. Like,
I'm like, I'm over here. Hey, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I like to be in the process of that to try and counteract that. If I'm here, who better to ask than the producer?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The engineer don't have no investment into the song. He's just getting paid. He don't care what you do. Oh, that sound good to you? Okay, cool. Yeah.
He's probably trying to make you stay as long as he can make you stay. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I mean? But and since I'm an artist, I just like to be around that anyway. I like to see what you do, how you do it. You know what I mean? Because I know how I do it, but how do you operate? What do you do? And sometimes it's helpful for them. Sometimes they don't even want to say anything until they've written the whole song. And I'm like, all right, but that's bad. It's not a good song. So we can try to change some things up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like to be a part of the process. I think it's very fun for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially if their sessions are usually like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of creative juices going on, whatever. When those people that record multiple songs in a day, those people I like to be around. You know what I'm saying? That work fast and all that good stuff. That's how I do. I work fast. I'm doing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, whatever. And so, like, somebody will record like that. I like,
Okay.
Yeah, like when I went to record my album, I made sure that my producer was there. Like, I wasn't booking studio time unless he was there. Mm-hmm. Because I want him to feel comfortable with what's going on and all that. I didn't have the luxury of sitting around with him and being able to write because I was working so much, and he works crazy hours too. Mm-hmm. But when we finally got into the studio, he was hearing the music for the first time. Mm-hmm. And, I made sure everything was cool with him, as far as what I did to the beats, blah blah blah. He had no complaints, but that's what I like. I like having a certain level of respect. Like if I'm gonna record to your beat, I want you there with me. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you can't be there, we'll figure out a way where you're gonna be there.
Okay.
Because it's both of ours.
I got one. Do you like to have the artist with you when you're making the beat?
No.
That's
Actually, you know what? I don't mind.
You don't?
I don't mind. The reason why, and I guess a lot of this though too, I'm kind of old school in this type of way.
Yeah.
Is I feel like, especially as a producer, especially even you're essentially a musician in a sense. And I think one of the things is with musician is being able to have the talent and the ability to use whatever instrument that you have, whether or not it's a guitar, piano, or beat pad, to get across, to put out your work or show your talent and stuff. So a lot of times I'm somebody, like I said, of course, most of the time I'm working on tracks by myself, but there's been many occasions I've worked with artists. Artists will come in and work with me, and I can sit there and I can work on a track right there with the artist.
Yeah.
Good stuff, and listen to the sounds and see which direction they want to go in. Now, we might not finish the track up all the way that day, but we can sit on the session and we can start working on a track from there. Because, of course, just because you sit there with artists and you're working on it doesn't mean it's the finished product anyways with a beat. Because, you got to go back and there might be something you might hear that, hey, I might need to add this, or I might need to start mixing some stuff down, dropping some stuff out, adding some stuff in. But I love doing it. I love the challenge of it. So I like the more pressure. I'm the type of person, I work better under pressure.
Yeah.
So the more pressure I have to do something, the better I perform. So I always set myself up for situations to where if I know I'm working with an artist, they're expecting this type of thing, or we're going to do this type of project, this type of track. I love that.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. That's just how I work and operate.
Gotcha.
And so for me, that's not a problem. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I put people out. I kick people out, man. It's just
Throw about like Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, but let me do this thing. Which type of beat you want? Okay, boom, whatever. Or if they give me a sample idea to use.
Yeah.
Because I get distracted easy, man. I get distracted. I mean, y'all know my process as far as making beats and stuff like that. I put that in the chat group, whatever. So I take my time with it for one. And then like when I'm making beats, I'm mixing down at the same time anyway. So it's like I know how artists don't want to sit there and look at a screen.
Yeah.
The other thing I hate when people say, "Yo, move this, put this, don't do this, turn that bass down a little bit." Yo, where the bass at? That's I get distracted too easy, so I don't like a whole lot around me. It may be another producer or something like that, but as far as artists, nah. And I do the same thing when I'm engineering too. I record them. When it's time to mix down, go. Kick them out because I just gotta be in my zone, and I feel like everything is a distraction. So
yeah. Most artists that I used to make beats in front of, they really didn't care until the final product. So I was like, why am I here? You know what I mean? They don't care the process of it, what it sounds like now. It's getting better now. No, it's none of that. You know what I mean? Right. It's just like, oh, it's done? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so what's the point? I don't need to make beats around you.
And a lot of the reasons why I started out like that was because back in the day, when I first started doing music, the crew I was working with, my friends I was working with, we would work on music. So, like, my homeboy we had a little, how everybody started out with the crib studio in the room. And so, the way it was set up, you had the booth in the closet, but you had the computer, everything set up, work from there.
Yeah.
And this is in my very, very, clean cut, sober days, very, very clean cut days. And I remember we would go in, we'd ride out there, go in, I would start working on stuff. And they'd be sitting around listening to the beat. And it's funny that you mentioned that, too. I was sitting around working on the beat. They would listen to the beat. And they like, man, we about to go out here and smoke real quick. We'll be back. Right? So we'll be gone for an hour. 2 hours. And I was being there, the smoke, get high, get turned up, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? At the time, I'm just very clean, very sober dude. I'm just up here just working on beats. And just doing all that stuff. And I remember that just brought back memories to that. But yeah, man. And they pop in every now and then. Oh, man, that sound hard right there, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Got to go back out here and smoke some more. It's like, why? Why are you? But that's what we used to do, though, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Are we done touching that topic, or?
Yeah.